In 476 AD, the Western Roman Empire collapsed. How did this great empire, once ruler of the Mediterranean, lose its power and quietly vanish from the stage of history? From 27 BC, for approximately 500 years, the Roman Empire, boasting vast territories and tens of millions of people, reached the pinnacle of civilization. Yet, behind this prosperity, structural problems silently corroded the empire. These offer universal lessons pertinent to modern society. This video will uncover why success became the seed of failure, what key figures overlooked, and what lessons remain for the present day. Let us now delve into the full scope of the Western Roman Empire's collapse. This main feature will also detail the economic and political factors that accelerated its internal disintegration. From the 1st to the 2nd century AD, Rome entered its golden age, known as the Pax Romana, or the era of the five good emperors. Peace and prosperity flourished across its vast territories. Its domain stretched from Britannia to Egypt, from the Iberian Peninsula to Mesopotamia. Its estimated population reached approximately 50 million, about 20% of the world's total. The Colosseum and Pantheon, products of advanced architectural skill, astounded the world with their grandeur. Functional Roman aqueducts delivered clean water to cities. The Roman road network, extending approximately 85,000 kilometers, supported rapid troop movement and economic activity, becoming the empire's lifeblood. Its civil infrastructure was of the highest standard. Roman law facilitated smooth governance of the provinces, and citizenship promoted unity within the empire. Culture, philosophy, and art also flourished. It was truly a golden age. In the ancient world, no other empire matched its vastness or sustained prosperity for so long. Everyone believed in its permanence without question. Overwhelming military might protected its borders, and abundant wealth from the provinces enriched Roman citizens. Stable governance and economic circulation formed the empire's foundation. The death of Emperor Marcus Aurelius marked the end of the five good emperors era. With this, the Roman Empire's great success reached its zenith. The greatest factor enabling the Roman Empire's expansion was its superior military organization and strategy. Disciplined legions overwhelmed enemies and expanded territory. Furthermore, by granting citizenship to conquered peoples, Rome integrated them as members of the empire, preventing rebellions and converting them into labor and military forces. Infrastructure development also facilitated smooth governance. The road network enabled rapid military deployment, and cities across the empire became centers of Roman culture and flourished. A stable monetary system and vast market invigorated the economy across the Mediterranean, bringing immense wealth to Rome. Trade was the empire's lifeblood. Even during the transition from republic to empire, Emperor Augustus's shrewd consolidation of power quelled civil strife and brought long-term stability. Cooperation with the Senate, control of the military, and consideration for the populace. These maintained imperial order and solidified its success. Early emperors appointed capable administrators and built an efficient bureaucracy, which was essential for governing such a vast empire. Up to this point, all was well. The Roman Empire, through its strong foundations and clever strategies, reigned as truly the greatest state in history. However, with the end of the five good emperors era, the empire's gears began to turn awry. Marcus Aurelius's son, Commodus, became a tyrant, plunging Rome into an age of chaos. During the approximately 50-year period known as the Crisis of the 3rd Century, 26 emperors succeeded one another. Most were assassinated or overthrown in civil wars, marking the beginning of the Barracks Emperor's era. The cost of maintaining vast territories began to strain the treasury. Military expenses grew, while tax revenues from the provinces reached their limits. Repeated barbarian invasions also exhausted the empire's defenses. More soldiers and resources had to be committed to border protection. The economy stagnated, and inflation directly impacted citizens' lives. The quality of currency deteriorated, with some regions reverting to bartering. Large estates, latifundia, relied on slave labor, But new sources of slaves dried up. Productivity declined, and rural areas became desolate. The emperor's authority plummeted, ushering in an era where everyone vied for power. Conflict between the Senate and the emperor deepened, and domestic politics became dysfunctional. But here, a trap no one noticed began to open. Its very overexpansion was becoming the trigger for the empire's downfall. Territories that had grown too vast could no longer be managed by centralized rule. Delays in information transmission, distinct regional characteristics emerged. Military morale also declined, and loyalty shifted from the emperor to the generals who paid them. Reliance on mercenaries increased, and the army became privatized. Wealth concentrated in the hands of a privileged few, and the gap between rich and poor expanded relentlessly. Many citizens fell into destitution, and imperial unity eroded. Even policies like bread and circuses, meant to appease citizens, failed to solve fundamental problems. Instead, citizens lost interest in politics. The rise of Christianity also created cracks in traditional polytheistic Roman society. The monotheistic belief was incompatible with emperor worship. The political elite were preoccupied with short-term power struggles and personal gain, neglecting fundamental reforms needed to prevent the empire's long-term decline. Much like the Concord fallacy, vast past investments and successful experiences might have fostered a resistance to change, causing them to avert their eyes from the core issues. Diocletian's tetrarchy and Emperor Constantine's relocation of the capital to Constantinople further accelerated the empire's fragmentation. In 378, at the Battle of Adrianople, the Roman army suffered a crushing defeat against the Goths. This demonstrated to the world that the Roman military was no longer invincible. Barbarian incursions intensified. In 410, the Visigoths, and in 455, the Vandals sacked the city of Rome, severely damaging its prestige. The Western Roman emperors became mere puppets of barbarian generals, their power reduced to a mere title. Effective governing capability had been lost. Finally, in 476 AD, the last Western Roman emperor, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed by the barbarian general Odoacer, marking the fall of the Western Roman Empire. This brought an end to approximately 1,200 years of Roman history. Its former glory became merely a memory. The fall of the Roman Empire did not happen overnight. It was the inevitable culmination of centuries of internal decay and the accumulation of structural problems. Great success sometimes breeds arrogance and resistance to change. The Roman Empire, due to its very magnitude, hindered its own evolution. The elite's preoccupation with short-term gains and power struggles, neglecting fundamental reforms to prevent the empire's long-term decline, bears significant responsibility. This is a lesson applicable to modern organizations. Past successes bred rigidity, and internal decay progressed unseen. More than external threats, it was internal collapse that destroyed the empire. Why did success become the seed of failure? Because past successes prioritized maintaining the status quo, delaying necessary reforms. What did its leaders overlook? The leadership focused only on immediate problem-solving, missing the structural flaws of an overgrown organization and shifts in society. What is the lesson for today? It is that any organization, no matter how powerful, will inevitably follow a path to ruin if it neglects internal vulnerabilities and fails to adapt to environmental changes. The quality of decision-making differs between those who know this failure and those who do not. History repeats itself, but it can be changed if we learn. The fall of the Roman Empire teaches us the importance of internal structural integrity, adaptability to change, and strong leadership.